Stop. Before you click submit on that job application, you need to know something. I've reviewed over 1000 engineering resumes in my career, and here's the brutal truth. Most of them, they get rejected in 6 seconds. And serious, 6 seconds. It's not because a candidate wasn't smart enough. It's not because they didn't know the code. It's because they failed to communicate their value in 6 seconds that they had my attention. If you're applying to top tier tech companies and talking Google, Meta, Microsoft, you are up against the best in the world. A single mistake, a single moment of confusion cost you the interview. Most engineers treat their resume like technical specification document. They list every feature they have. But a hiring manager, we aren't looking for specs, we're hunting for signals. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what gets a resume thrown in the reject pile and exactly what gets it moved to the interview pile. Hi there, I'm Vinay Bansal. I'm currently an engineering manager at Google. Before this, I worked as engineering manager and senior engineering manager at other top companies. I've been on both sides of the table. I started as a junior engineer, worked my way up to tech lead, and now I manage teams at biggest tech companies in the world. I've hired hundreds of engineers. I've mentored thousands of people to help them excel in their careers. So, I'm not going to give you generic HR advice today. I am giving you the hiring manager's playbook. We're going to fix your resume right now. Let's get started. Let's start with the basics, the visual scan. This is where the 6-second timer starts. I see so many candidates overthinking the design. They use fancy templates, multiple columns, skill bars, photos, and colors. Don't do that. If you're a senior engineer or an aspiring manager, a clean structure is your best friend. You want a boring, minimal, single column format. Why? Because it forces the recruiter to focus on the content, not on the decoration. If you can, start with a blank document. Draft your content first, then do the basic formatting. That is it. Now here's something that might sound obvious, but you won't believe how many times I say this. Stop putting your full home address on your resume. I see resumes with apartment numbers, street names, landmarks. I don't need to know where you live to know if you can code. City and state is enough. And please, leave your family details out of this. I've actually seen people list their parents' names or their marital status. That is completely irrelevant. It looks unprofessional. And one more big red flag. Do not put your current CTC or expected salary on the resume. That discussion happens later. Putting it on the paper just boxes you in or gets you filtered out before you even speak. For most companies, the interviewers are not supposed to know these details, and resume is shared with them. So recruiters avoid passing these resumes directly to the interviewers. Now, look at the order of your sections. If you have experience, your education section should go to the bottom. I see senior engineers putting their college degrees at top of the page. Look, I'm glad you have a master's degree, but if you've been working for 5 years, I care about what you shipped last year, not what you studied 5 years ago. Move education to the bottom. Focus on experience. And regarding projects, if you're a student, a project section is great. But if you're experienced, don't clutter your work history with separate lists of side projects unless they're massive. Instead, integrate your main wins into your experience section under a relevant company. Keep it clean, keep it professional. Once you have the structure right, we need to look at the most valuable real estate on the page, the professional summary. Alright, let's talk about the top of your resume, the professional summary. This is the most valuable real estate on the page. If you get this wrong, the hiring manager might not even scroll down to your experience. Think of this section as your elevator pitch. I see so many candidates waste this space. They write generic things like hardworking software engineer looking for a challenging role. That tells me nothing. That is noise. You need to tell me exactly who you are and why you matter. So, here's the rule of thumb. Keep it 3 to 5 highlight points. First, state your years of experience and your main domain. Are you a backend specialist or full stack lead? Second, mention significant recognition. Have you published papers? Did you receive a specific award at your last company? Put it here. But do not add too many points. If everything is a highlight, then nothing is a highlight. Focus on the narrative. Think about it this way. Be a truffle, not salt. Salt is a commodity, it's cheap, everyone has it. A truffle is rare, it's valuable. When I read your summary, I need to know if you are just another Java developer or if you are the person who solved a specific expensive problem for your last company. If your summary is strong, you have bought yourself another minute of my attention. Now let's look at how you keep that attention in the experience section. This is the most crucial part of the video. If you want to land a senior staff role at a company like Google or Meta, you have to understand the difference between input and output. Most resumes I reject focus only on input. Input is just list of tasks. It says, I did this, I did that. It looks like a job description. Worked on Java, used AWS, managed the team. That is boring. That is what you were told to do. I want to know the outcome. I want to know what changed because you were there. Let me give you a real example I see often. A candidate writes, worked on a label printing solution service. Okay, so what? Did it work? Did it fail? Was it hard? I don't know. Now, look at the outcome version. Delivered label printing solution to reduce number of incidents by 70% and reduce customization cost by 60%. Do you see the difference? The first one is an activity. Second one is an impact. We love metrics. Metrics prove that you understand the business value of your code. Here's another quick example. Don't just say refactored legacy code. Say refactored legacy payment module reducing API latency by 200 milliseconds. If you can't find a number, look harder. There's always a number. Time saved, money saved, user gained. Stop listing your responsibilities. Start listing your wins. Okay, now that we have added the value, we need to cut the fat. You need to respect the hiring manager's time. You won't believe how many 5-page resumes I see. Let me give you a rule of thumb. If you have less than 10 years of experience, you really only need 1 page. If you have more than 10 years, 2 pages is the absolute limit. You have to be ruthless. If you are a senior engineer, delete the hobby section. I don't need to know you like hiking. Delete the soft skills section where you list communication and team player. Show me you are a team player in your experience bullets. Don't just list the word. Invest time in editing. Write a long draft first, then cut it down. Do multiple passes yourself. And please, get at least one experienced professional to review it. They'll spot typos and confusion that your brain ignores because you have been staring at it for too long. And here's a pro tip. You should not have just one resume. For your top dream companies, you should have a slightly modified version. If you're applying for a role that focuses heavily on system design, go through your resume and emphasize those points in your experience. If the role is focused on team building, rewrite your bullets to highlight your mentorship and hiring wins. Tailor the narrative to the audience. It takes extra time, but for top companies, it is worth it. Writing a great resume isn't about tricking the system. It's about clarity. It's about showing your future manager that you focus on impact, not just activity. Take a look at your resume today. Apply the input versus outcome test to your last job entry. If you have any specific questions about your resume or if you're stuck on how to phrase something, ask me in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.